Hello and welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be looking at a radio that's a bit unwell. Well, stopped working. This is a Tecsun PL680 that appeared on this channel way back in 2015. That is going back quite a bit, 10 years. Anyway, the issue with this radio is, I saw this actually quite a while ago. I went to use it, put fresh batteries in, display came on, tried to power the radio on, it said LO, which is low battery, and it just did not switch on. Now I would have tried it with the power supply, but I've lost the plug. It's in a box somewhere in the loft probably. And I thought, well, I'll open it up and have a look. Now, way back then, I didn't really know much about radio repair. I opened it up, had a quick look. I'm like, yeah, this is beyond my pay grade. But I'm recently having a clear out of radios, deciding what I want to keep and what I want to get rid. And I saw this on the shelf, and I thought, well, let's have another go at it. So I'm going to put some batteries in it and just show that it doesn't work with batteries. So 4 AA's, and yes, I am using rechargeables because I have to put and buy normal AA's now because they don't last. Well, they last, but it gets expensive. Getting new batteries all the damn time. So as you can see, doesn't work with batteries. So let's whip them out, and we're going to try powering it up with my power supply. I'll just put the batteries over there. So the power supply I'm going to be using, if I leave them off for now, is one of these Jesverti power supplies. They're on Amazon. You just pull your, so I'll zoom the camera out a bit as I try and get this into focus, into shot rather. There we go. I might do a review on that at some point. It's current limited power supply, and I've got it set. Going to have it set to 6 volts. So let's open the radio. And we'll see what's inside. Okay, so the radio is open. Last time I opened this, I unsoldered the speaker, and then one of the wires came a bit loose, but not really going to need the speaker for this bit. And if the camera's not going to focus, but Tecsun, no, it says PL660, and the PL660 is a different radio, so I presume this is like slightly updated. Revision 26, if you're following it along at home, and we've got a date on the board, 2014 7/12, so 7th of December 2014. Don't think that makes much of a difference, but if you have one similar, this probably has a similar problem. So let's unscrew the input for the adapter. Put that one over there. We'll get chuck some power up it, and try my best not to lose the screws. Come. So it is, double check on the, make sure I'm not going to volt it the wrong way. So center pin negative, and who else has a center pin negative power supply? I wonder who that could be. So make sure we're going to be clipping this to the right bit, because I don't want to make a problem more than a problem. Right, let's get the multimeter up, because I really don't want to volt this the wrong way. Right, so negative on that side, positive on that. 6 volts, 300 milliamp current limit, and straight away we've got the clock, and we've got the alarm, and that's going to go off. Well, there's 2 timers apparently. Got a battery indicator saying it's half full, so you'd imagine that it's working on fixed. Let's press the on button. Low power. And it draws about 100 amp. Oh, it's working. Okay. And it's tuning. Now I do have something to admit. I opened this radio a couple of days ago and I was having no success. So airband, what else we got? That sync, so I've got to try and look at the panels. So this back to AM, medium wave, and long wave. Very interesting. Is this all it needed? But I have to notice that the battery level has dropped even though it's on main, so let's switch it off. Switch the power supply off. So it's got no low battery, well there's no power going into it. Low, yeah, whichever. Power supply back on. Oh, low battery. Drawing not even an amp. So yeah. Now apparently this is a known issue with these Tecsuns. I had a quick Google online and it's this component here. Looks like those coin cell batteries stacked one on top of the other. Apparently it's one of those super capacitors. I mean, not these great big massive things that people, you can power my house with a super capacitor. It's not one of them. It's basically keeps the memory going. And I have seen online somebody replaced it and it's fine. So that's what I'm going to try and do for this video. I'm going to replace that, hopefully cure the problem. Yeah, you see, it's just not. It's just not working. So yeah, that's. I'm going to try and get a hold of one of them, which means going to eBay. And I have seen one on eBay anyway. There are 2 types. There's the vertical version and there's horizontal. So I'm going to try and get the horizontal. Might be some issues with this, so if you have one of these radios and it's the same problem, watch the entire video, watch me do it. I mean, I'm no expert on it. If I bugger it up, I've lost my Tecsun PL680 and I don't want to be held responsible for you breaking your Tecsun PL680. So and these, you can still get these online, but they're about 150, 160 quid, which I don't think I'd pay for that for mine anyway. I don't think we'd daft to pay anything 200 quid for this. Anyway, other radios are available, but I still think this is a good radio. So, where was it? Yeah, so, screw there. I think there's a screw behind this somewhere. Screw there. detach this ribbon without breaking it. You can see in the top there, this board is attached to there. So I'm going to try and take that off, and I don't know what hole is going to lie underneath here, but yeah, I'm going to have to solder it from underneath. So best get ordering stuff off eBay, and hopefully it'll turn up before Christmas. Right, so while waiting for that component to show up, I've removed some screws, and luckily that's not, I don't have to do much with that, just unscrew that. There is some things to unsolder. So this wire which goes to there, which is, I think that's just for like grounding or shielding or something. And under here we've got some things to unsolder as well. So you've got this metal shielding, so there's a bit there, piece there, and one piece there. This is just a shield, and a bit there and a bit there. Now I did try and take this cable off, but the way it's glued, that's glued, I can't remove it, and I don't really need to do anything with it. So soldering iron is warmed up. Let's get some solder ready, and the solder sucker, le sucker de solder. I don't know, I'm trying to speak French, but there we go. Apologise for the glare. I've got a camera light, so it may be a bit glary. Let's try and do this without burning myself. Let's try and get one of these side bits off. I might need some solder bead, to be honest. I've got some solder bead, but I don't know where it is. Right, I'll try to desolder that, but it's just stuck onto that tape thing, so it's that's no issue with that. Got the shield off, which was a pain in the neck, because you try and unsolder it from the tabs and it acts like a heat shield. Can we get, there we go. Still working on getting the lighting right for the doing videos. Look at all that evil surface mount component stuff. So as I knock the camera, next step is to take the supercapacitor off. What's under there? Nothing much on that sticker, so yeah, that's the next thing. Now I did have to ramp the temperature up for this soldering iron. I usually solder at about 380 degrees, but I had to knock it up to nearly 400. So hopefully I've not damaged any components. And I did manage to unplug that because I didn't want to keep twisting it. So hopefully that's not going to be another issue. So the supercapacitor is there, and there and there by the looks of it, and it's right next to surface mount resistor and transistor, I think. So I'm going to have to be really careful at this, because if I break any of them, I'll set the radio's buggered. And again, if you're going to do this, just be careful. So supercapacitor is the next one. I really wish I had my solder bead, but I don't know where it is. Right, so after a lot of to-ing and throwing and getting fecked off, extracted the supercapacitor. So I'm going to move that over there. We'll get the inertial. Don't need that. So let's have a look at the spec of this capacitor. 5.5 volt capacitor, 0.22 farads. So connect that to that. I mean, this hopefully is going to show it's absolutely crapped out. So place your bets now. Let's see what it says. In your own time, please. Is it open circuit? Is it anything? It's thinking about it. Will it actually test as anything? Probably not. Well, it's sort of a battery. Sort of a battery. Let's swap these over. Not that I make a damn bit of difference, but well, I've tested the battery on the Finerzi. Like I said, I didn't really would normally do. 248 millivolts. Yeah, it's really a battery, this capacitor. I'm gonna have to try and sort the glare out on the camera, but yeah. So next thing is to wait for the replacement. Put that in. Wire up the speakers. So I'm gonna have to take more of the circuit out the chassis. That's going to be a few more screws to take out. I'm just looking at the board off camera. Yeah, it's entirely doable. So yeah. So anyway, so I'm going to skip ahead. Right, so it's a damage. Well, hopefully this is a component that is absolutely buggered. So now you're going to jump ahead. It's going to be a few seconds for yourself. For me, it's probably going to be a week or so because it's near Christmas. Will it turn up? Who knows? Back in a minute. Okay, so for me it's been a week. For you it's been a few seconds. Super capacitor has turned up. I've actually seen these noted down as an ultra capacitor. But there we go. So off camera, took this out, which is holding by a small screw and the one for the telescopic width. Try to desolder the pad that the negative part of the speaker attached to, and it's a pain in the neck because it's multi-core wire. Couldn't get all the bits off, so I just pushed that through, rerouted it up through there. Trying to get this frame on is a pain in the arse. Before I did that, I did clean up the springs. It did have a bit of surface rust on it, which may be why the damn radio didn't work in the first place. But trying to get this on is a pain in the neck. Back on is a pain in the neck, and couldn't do it unless I took that off and the hand strap thing. But it's my radio, it doesn't matter, I'm not fussed by that anyway. So super duper capacitor, and it is, if I said earlier, 0.22 farad, 5.5 volt plus like 20%. So try and get this out its packaging and we'll solder it to the main board. Right, so quite a bit of faffing trying to get the case back in. Let's put the battery on there and place your bets. We have power, we have sound, so let's put the telescopic antenna up. She's actually banging against the camera thing. Let's move it around a bit. Now I'm going to have to remember how you fly this thing because I've not used it in years. Now I am using rechargeable batteries, which I don't think are charged up enough, but
at the end of its life in an insane asylum.
Airband. I've not used in ages, so yeah. 1, 3, 6, 8. Might be too early for Max Radio. 1, 9, 8. 1, 9, 8.
Gave me this book saying he'd also bought
Darling again from Radio 4. Let's try a bit of shortwave. 10. Yeah, I've not used this in ages, so I'm going to have to learn how to fly it again. Yeah, pretty much. Yep. That's it. One radio, the fixed. That's just the lights of it. Yeah, I'll do. Yep. So it's just a super capacitor. It was a pain in the arse trying to get all that back together. Now I took out this bit, you know, the where the buttons are and the screen was. What I found was when I was putting it back together, I had to put that again with the bit where the battery holder is and push that together and then clip it in. But yeah, pain in the neck, but it works. It'll work for me. Obviously bearing in mind it might not work for you, but that it seems to be a known issue. So all I've got to do now is charge the batteries up. In fact, I might just get normal AA batteries in. Yep, charge the batteries up and do a bit of shortwave listening. The Tecsun PL680. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, get some use out of it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.